I would say that Ralph was a very down-to-earth, humble person. He always drove an economy car. He didn't like to wear fancy clothes. He wore jeans and a t-shirt most of the time. And he, I think, only owned one suit and tie. So he was very grounded, down to earth, humble, and really knew how to connect with anybody, whether it be the First Lady of Arkansas or a next door neighbor or a single parent who was receiving a scholarship. And he and his siblings all pursued higher education. So he wished that for other people as well. And I think that was just built into his values growing up in his family and in the community in which he lived in Brookline, Massachusetts. Now, when he founded Single Parent Scholarship Fund, the vision he had to do so kind of started with when he worked at EOA, Economic Opportunity Agency. He noticed that the profile of the people who needed the most help were usually single parent households.
Mom's gifts were organization, hard work, and networking. She began to do a little bit of substitute teaching and teaching in lower levels, and then I think her interest was in more adult ed. She connected with the Votech School in Springdale because that's the only thing that was around, and Mother's writing skills helped her with her grant processes. She began with a program called Homemakers in Transition, and that was getting people who had been home back into the workforce. In Northwest Arkansas, especially in those days, women didn't tend to have a lot of education. So it was Votech type skills that could get people into higher than factory jobs.
He definitely saw and had the vision that in order to grow the organization, he needed to bring in people who shared the vision of the Single Parent Scholarship Fund. So one of the key relationships he developed was with the First Lady of Arkansas, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and developed a great working relationship with her and invited her to join the board of directors and be the chair of the board of directors. So that also brought more notice to the organization with her name attached.
I don't know what their official process was for mentoring and meeting with people, but that was one of the biggest parts. Come in, talk to us, let's take an aptitude test. Let's see if you need a GED. How can we get you there so you can move on? And knowing that people could call and ask for help, or being called to say, hi, how are you? That close teamwork with people, I think, was the magic sauce that Single Parent Scholarship had that so many just fundraising organizations throughout the country don't.
I think what he saw in single parents was the potential in someone who's already taking responsibility for raising their children and being that head of household. He saw that there's potential there already, and he wanted to contribute to that by helping single parents achieve higher education so that they could provide for their families.